pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It's 12:32 now. We're going to start the Board of Managers meeting. We're going to call to order. I'm going to need a motion to approve the minutes of the last Board of Managers meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. No one? Okay. Okay, we're going to go into the Juvenile Detention Center report. Mr. Jeffers, 18-2017.
There you are.
Good afternoon, Board. Mrs. Stein is on vacation, so I'll read her report for you. The present population in the Juvenile Detention Center is 0. October admissions were 0. Days of service were 0. Lackawanna County residents, juveniles housed in other facilities for the month of October totaled 13. That was males only. There were no females housed in any other facilities. The overtime status for the month of October totaled $11,480.20. The hours in comparison were 369. And then you can see the breakdown on the last sheet. Her staffing status right now is 7 active officers. That concludes the report.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Jeffers? Thank you, Mr. Jeffers.
Thank you, Board.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thanks, same to you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Motion to accept Mr. Jeffers' report. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opportunity for the public to address the board. Members' other business. Motion to adjourn Board of Managers meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that concludes the Board of Managers meeting. And I believe our chairman, Judge Gibbons, is here. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I apologize for my lateness. I was at a memorial service in federal court for the departed members of the bench and bar in the last year. So there were quite a few of them that we had to memorialize, so I apologize. And I'll say for the record that Attorney Salfinelli did a beautiful job memorializing his late father. Well done.
Great job.
Okay. Thank you, Sheriff, for taking over for me. We'll call the prison board meeting to order. I trust everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes that were forwarded to us a couple weeks ago. And assuming that's the case, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
On the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The meeting minutes from last month's meeting are approved. Anybody from the public wish to address the board on the agenda items? Okay, no one stepping forward, so I'll entertain the first a motion on the first item on the agenda, motion to approve all current payables for the Community Corrections Center, the Juvenile Detention Center, and the prison. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, and we'll go into our reports. We'll turn to the controller. Mr. DeVillio, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Controller's Office reviewed the prison inmate and canteen account reconciliations which were prepared by the Prison Business Office for the month of October 2018 and found no discrepancies between the reconciliations and the bank statements. The balance in the inmate account was $425,736.95 as of October 31st of 2018. The balance in the canteen checking account was $538,000 $743.72 as of October 31st of 2018. And in addition, as of October 31st, the canteen account owned 2 certificates of deposit, one valued at $15,000 and the other at $131,975.99, which total $146,975.99. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Mr. DeBillio on the report? Not having heard any questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report. Have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The Controller's October 2018 prison report is approved. We'll go to the Community Corrections Center report. Mr. Jeffers is here.
Hello again. Community Corrections Report for the month of October. Our program's totals: male work release had 45 participants, female work release had 9, adult house arrest had 128 participants, and juvenile house arrest had 20. Item 2, our program's revenues for the month of October totaled $65,975.79. Our program's expenses for the month of October totaled $142,387.72. Item 4, our program's completions: work release had 5, house arrest had 28. Item 5, our program violations: work release had 2, house arrest had 14. Item 6, our program warrants: work release has 6, house arrest has 2. Item 7, our budget report: overtime is at 123%, expenses are at 80%, revenue is at 90%. Item 8, our personnel has 1 part-time opening currently. 2 items to note for our next meeting. Number 1, the prison board set the fees for the community corrections in 2016. We're going to change 2 of the fees. One of the fees has $10 a day for domestic relation participants. The other $5 was funded by a grant. That grant ran out, so they're going to come in with the rest of everyone that goes to work release for $15 a day. And the out-of-county participants, we don't take out-of-county in the work release center anymore. We haven't in a couple of years, so that's just going to be taken out of there. The second item to note is the grant for the women's work release no longer exists. So we're trying to find another grant, and I have reached out to Senator Blake's office to see if we can find something to fund that. That would be coming up on May 31st of the next year of the lease expiring for all 3 apartments.
Brian, did you reach out to George to see if...
I'm going to. I talked. Yeah, that was one of the ways I was going to go too. First, I contacted Senator Blake's office.
Yeah, you got there.
Reggie had to come to me with something too, and then I was going to talk to George also. We'll go through all the avenues that we can.
Do you look at the U.S.
Bless you.
Bless you. The U.S. Department of Justice for potential grants, Brian?
There was something that Reggie actually gave me that has some U.S. federal money involved in it. A little complicated for me, but we'll try to figure it out.
One of the reasons I asked is that the sentencing reform proposal seems to have some hope of passing, and,
Yes.
and maybe some grant monies in there.
And this really is a good basis for us. I mean, like we've talked in the past about the women getting out of the prison. The only reason that they're there is because they just don't have a house to go home to, basically. There's not a roof that they can go home to. Other than that, a lot of our house arrest individuals are women. So if they have a place to go to, we put them on the bracelet and send them home, that type of situation. But, you know, there's always a few that just don't have that opportunity.
Any other questions for Mr. Jeffers? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report for October of 2018.
So moved.
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
The ayes
Happy
have it.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you,
Thanksgiving.
Mr. Jeffers. Okay, we'll take the warden's report. Warden Betty?
Good afternoon, Board.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The in-house population, currently we're housing 871 inmates, 760 of them are adult males, 3 are juvenile males, and 108 are adult females. Our average daily population for October 2018 was 890 inmates, and the average daily population of county inmates during that month was 555. The overtime report, the out-of-county boarding, and the community service report are attached. Our staffing update regarding correctional officers, uniform staff on shift, 167. We have 10 part-timers, 1 who's out on workers' comp, 4 on administrative leave, and 6 vacancies for a total of 178 full-time officers. FMLA, 35 officers have intermittent FMLA, amounting to 19.6% of the correctional officers. Budget as of October 31st, revenue is at 93% and expenses are at 85%. Inmates at or past their minimum total is 19. 5 of them have no home plan. 2 have had their parole plan denied. 7 have home plans submitted and are awaiting parole. And 5 have been remanded for the balance of their sentence. Extraordinary occurrence reports, there were 2 since the last prison board meeting. On 10/26, a county inmate was placed into the restraint chair after repeatedly banging his body into the cell door upon commitment. And on 11/11, a 72-year-old county inmate was placed into the restraint chair due to being uncontrollable upon commitment, and this individual has displayed significant mental health issues and continues to refuse to eat and shower at this point in time. PREA, there were 3 allegations of PREA violations in the month of October, and all 3 have been deemed unfounded. All 3, I neglected to mention, were staff on inmate variety. The completed investigations have been forwarded to the district attorney's office. Request to use canteen funds for purchase of a whole body scanning device. We have not been able to find any grant money to purchase a whole body scanning device. Therefore, I'm requesting permission to use canteen funds to purchase this device, and the cost is about $105,000. The body scanner will allow the prison staff to conduct body scans of inmates that are far less intrusive than the traditional unclothed search, and to conduct more thorough searches in a faster manner. They take about 10 seconds. The body scan is akin to a low-level x-ray of the individual, and it exposes one to as much radiation as if you spent 2 hours outdoors or eaten 1 banana. Discussions with representatives from a company called NewTek have revealed that they offer a 2-year warranty that comes with the machine. There is an extended warranty for years 3 through 5 that will cost $10,000 per year. So if we wanted to go with the full 5-year package of warranty, it would cost an additional $30,000. The package will include 2 preventative maintenance/emergency visits per year with free software upgrades as they come out. And regarding training, NewTek will train up to 14 staff members as part of our permitting process, and they'll also conduct a train-the-trainer course for us. And finally, NewTek would supply assistance with the permitting process for Lackawanna County Prison. And this concludes my report.
What's the permitting process?
Because it's using low-level X-rays, there's a permitting process that needs to be fulfilled in order to be licensed to use it.
Which agency is it? DEP?
You know, I didn't go into that.
Okay.
I'm assuming if it's not DEP, I don't know who it would be if it's not them.
Okay, all right.
Tim, are there any options to lease the equipment since it could be antiquated in 3 to 5 years?
I did ask that question. At this point in time, they don't offer a lease program. The only thing is, I know I'm asking for permission to go out and use the canteen funds here. I just discovered last night that Secretary Wetzel from the DOC was making an announcement about a body scanning system that they are purchasing, and they're inviting counties to kind of piggyback on it. So frankly, I would rather hold off on moving forward with this to see what body scanning device they have, to see what kind of price they got. They have bigger purchasing power than Lackawanna County.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Tim, also make sure you include our purchasing director, Joe Wexler. Joe may be able to help you to find some new options,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
No grants available for this type of?
Nothing, and I've reached out to both George and from the district attorney's office to Jill as well, just saying, hey, if you guys see something along these lines, let me know. Nothing.
And this wouldn't necessarily just be used exclusively for inmates. It would be used for contact visitors, staff, anybody?
If we just got one where I would have it placed, it would just be for inmates. If we had down the line got a second one, yeah, we could use that for visitors who are coming in. And like I said, it is, I mean, you literally stand on this little conveyor belt and go through an area. You get a very low-level radiation. This machine also tells you if you're there for a long time and you're being scanned every day, it lets us know, hey, don't scan this individually more because we're getting too high to a threshold level of radiation. Like I said, it's the equivalent of eating a banana.
Is it comparable with the full-body scanners at airports?
It's better than them. It's actually less radiation than them, but it's better for our purposes.
This shows everything if there's somebody stuffed something in internally. so
Yes. Yeah.
This can be utilized for a lot of different things, including staff going into the kitchen, everybody else.
Yeah. And a really good example there is a key place to hide contraband would be in someone's shoes. It's going to pick that up. You're going to see the difference between the shoe and a piece of metal in the shoe or some other object in the shoe.
All right, yeah, well, keep us posted on your comparisons, please.
Yep.
Any other questions for the warden? Okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report for the month of October.
So moved.
Do you have a second? On the question? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Warden. Any public questions? Dr. Bressler.
Hello, Dr. Stephanie Bressler from Scranton, and thank you for breaking down the population report according to gender. I know we only have this month's statistics, but it will allow us to follow that trend in the future. And I just wanted to point out that although a few months ago we were talking about a decreasing trend in the prison population, we're now seeing an increasing trend
Bless you.
again. The warden's report, as we just heard, includes a request for over $100,000 in funds to purchase a body scanner. This request, again, points to the need for a policy for use of canteen funds. I and others have asked for more than a year for the development of a policy for the expenditure of canteen monies. And these canteen monies come from the profit of the overpriced commissary items purchased by inmates. And so, again, I'm asking, and probably with more urgency as we see more and more requests for using these canteen funds.
I can tell you, Doctor,
Yeah.
excuse me, that I've been in contact with Attorney Salfinelli, and
Okay.
it's in the process. Okay?
Good. I'm happy to hear that because it's appearing that this has become almost a slush fund for covering what could be operational expenditures. So I'm really happy to hear that there's some movement there.
I would take exception to that characterization.
What is the status of the GED program? We haven't heard anything about it recently. Has it started?
Sure.
The GED program presently has 17 individuals participating in it, and last week we just got authorization to be a test center. So things are moving
okay.
along very well.
And is this program offered to both women and men?
Yes.
Okay, so there are currently women participating?
I don't know what the breakdown is, but yes.
Oh, okay. But you're sure that women are now participating?
I can't say 100% sure, but there was no wording in there or...
We're sure it's offered to women, whether they participate in it
Yeah.
is up to
My
them.
understanding is that it has not yet been offered to women, but that might have changed in the last few days.
Well, it's my understanding that it was open to everybody that was interested in it.
Okay, could you check
Yeah,
on that?
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Hi.
Hi.
Bev DeBarros, Scranton. I'm a volunteer at the prison. I just wanted an update on the numbers of the books that we distribute. Last month was a very good month. We served 555 people, and the book total that we lent out, 1,113 books. So that was, you know what? Yeah, that was twice the amount that we did the previous month and 3 times the amount the month before that. So the program is growing, continuing and growing. And also, the program's only about a year old, and our totals in 2017 were for October, November, and December combined, we had 563 visits and 941 books. So you can see how we're growing through donations and volunteer work. And something good happened. One of our volunteers, Alicia, she's a young mother, and she had an idea that we could help the mothers who are in there to have a Christmas contact with their kids, not physically, but she and her friends from Marywood College are collecting books, children's books, and we have permission to go in one day, probably an early Sunday afternoon in December, and the women who have children can choose a book for their child and write in it, and it would be like a gift from them to their child. And this Marywood group of women will make sure that they're received. We'll get the address of the caretakers for each of those kids. So
That's great. Thank you.
that is great.
And we thank you for all of your interest and your efforts, too.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great job, Warden, on making sure the books are getting distributed.
Anyone else from the public? Okay. Any other member business? If not, what do you have there?
Oh, this is all
Oh, this is
Was
that
being
letter.
passed
Oh, yes.
around, yeah.
I think I included it in the.
Holly O'Connor.
It's from Holly O'Connor, an official visitor from the Pennsylvania Prison Society. Written to me on October 31st, talking about going into the prison weekly, and talking about the book program and telling us how much it's done to improve the transparency of the prison and inmate morale. And she said that the cases are limited to 1 to 2 a week, where they've been going in to finding a need to advocate on behalf of the prisoners. Right? So it's been a tremendous decrease in the cases where they find that their efforts are needed. So in general, it's meant to commend the warden and the prison staff, with their assistance and the progress that's been made. So I wanted to, in the meeting record, wanted to call attention to it. So, and if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn together with a motion to have a happy Thanksgiving. We can combine those two.
So moved.
On both.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanksgiving.
Meeting's
Happy
adjourned,
Thanksgiving,
and
everyone.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.